Vassy, I want to circle back to the CSIS intel on foreign interference in the Conservative leadership bid in 2022. Could this possibly affect the election campaign?
Well, I think, Sandy, a couple of things can be true at the same time. First, for a number of Canadians, back when Pierre Poilievre initially took a stance against getting the security clearance, their sentiment, whether for Poilievre's stance or against it, I think for many people was baked in. The difference is he took that stance at a time when he was 20 points ahead of the Liberals. Now he is within the margin of error, and so it becomes often for a number of Canadians, I think, a question of leadership of all the candidates. And so any kind of issue that might inform their thoughts as to that candidate's leadership could end up being a factor.
Okay, now the revelation of foreign interference certainly overshadowed policy messaging, at least for a while. Let's give a listen first to some promises that Poilievre made on social programs, and then you and I will talk about it.
We will protect these programs, and no one who has them will lose them. We will make sure that nobody loses their dental care. We will also, on child care, we all believe that there should be more affordable child care in this country. While honoring the agreements on childcare with the provinces, we're going to give more freedom and flexibility to parents, providers, and provinces to support the childcare of all the kids.
All right, Vassy, what do these promises to protect, Poilievre's words, tell you about the Conservatives?
Well, I think strategically what I'll be watching is whether or not this impacts the Liberals' critique of the Tories, which for months and months and months prior to Donald Trump had focused on their proposition or their accusation that the Tories would cut these social programs. The Tories did not detail until today exactly what they would do, and not for lack of trying. I've asked about 1,000,000 times. So the fact that they will now keep those certain programs, I think, is significant and is a very specific promise that the leader of the Conservatives is making. Does it take some of the oxygen out of the way in which the Liberals have been criticizing the Tories or telling Canadians that they're going to take those programs away? That remains to be seen. And overall, how much of a factor does stuff like this play when you're up against the dominant issue of Donald Trump, or what might be the dominant issue of Donald Trump? That also remains to be seen, Sandy.
Okay, Vassy, as always, thank you.